Let's talk about this roommate trend. So millennials can't seem to buy houses right now. And this is a really troubling story. Wall Street Journal did this story just a short time ago. And it's, first of all,
Friend estate.
yeah, millennials are teaming up to fulfill the dream of home ownership. Now, I just want to say something. I love this like picture. Like, oh, look, we're just roommates. Like, we're just millennials that can't afford anything. So we're just hanging out on the stoop, just talking.
I don't get that from that picture
You
at all.
don't?
No, they're like, hey, we own our own
Come
place,
on.
girl. We're free now. Look what we did.
No, and look at this.
Well, the friendship is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the other story I had where they have another? Oh, I didn't save it.
This was a trend that was really popular when I lived in San Francisco, which is owning real estate together with like-minded people. And they specifically would take these old buildings and break them up into 2 or 3 or 4 housing units, and you would own. It was called tenancy in common, but it was a strange way of doing it where you own a third of the building, and you only really get access to your condo or apartment unit or what have you. But when the property taxes come in, they're in all 3 of your names. You split all of that. And then if there's, say, an assessment or it's like an LLC that controls it. So if they all decide we're going to put a garage on this house later, then you have to pay for it. You're sort of in, but they're murder to sell. Because how do you sell a piece of something, right? And that's the thing, is that these millennials eventually are gonna not want to live with their friend.
And also, it's like a business partnership. Those can go, if somebody makes a wrong decision, those can go south really fast. And then all of a sudden you're fighting in lawsuits and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I just, it's this, the way that the media is portraying it, like this is a fun new trend where millennials can't afford to buy their own home, so they're just teaming up with their friends. It's creating a new record in the amount of people that are buying homes. It's creating a surge in home ownership or roommates. It's up 700%, 700% increase in roommate situation. Look at this. 700% in 7. Look at those happy roommates. We're just happy. We can't afford our own place, so we bought a house together. 771%. That's how the media is spinning this. Like, well, it's a fun trend.
Well,
Really-
it's a dangerous trend, like I said, because you're
also
making
sad.
a financial commitment to the middle of your life, right? That may or may not pan out, that you will not be able to get out of easily.
Yeah, and it's sad. Also, that the fact that like we're now in this environment where they're being priced out of the market. They can't afford it. They might be 35 years old. So what is a millennial? What is the age? It's not like it's not a 21-year-old. A millennial is, what is the age range on a millennial? It's like in the mid 30s, right? I mean, it's like you're a millennial if you're even like pushing 40, I think. So it's not like they're young kids.
I will look it up by Googling that in real time.
Well, and what's the difference between this and credit card debt? You know what I mean? Like, in a way. I mean, you always
credit
say
card
you get
debt
it.
is yours and yours alone, right?
Well, right,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like just having that over your head, with these prices and stuff, like what they're paying for these houses right now and all that.
Well, it's because they're saying, well, we already have plans to live together for the foreseeable future. We're renting this from the landlord, but if we bought it, then we would be paying into our own asset, into our own equity, right? It's a smart idea in theory. It's just a bit short-sighted because you don't know where your life is going to go. What happens when one of you gets pregnant, right? Or both of you get pregnant.
Right.
Then, again, and how do you divvy it up if one of you wants out of the deal? You have to have an exit strategy in mind before you go into a deal like this.
I just don't. I think it's just sad. I really think it's sad because now, they're in their 30s or whatever. Did you find the age range on this? Like they're in their 30s or so, and they are. Does anyone in the chat?
Somebody said 33 to 45, but I think it's
33 to 45.
Okay, so then maybe these are people who are not the never kidders.
Yeah, my daughter is a millennial. So Anita says my daughter is a millennial. She's 40, but she does own her own home. Bought it about 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago, and maybe a little bit better of a situation for her. But I mean, priced out of there. They can't afford these homes. They're having to team up now with their roommates in order to do this, and it's just not a good situation.
So I Googled it, and it says between 25 and 40.
Okay.
25 and 40. Okay. Now, that's what's happening on the roommate trend. Again, not a good trend. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. You can also become a channel member by going to morninginvest.com/join, where you can stick it to the mainstream media and support independent journalism. We're able to bring you the stories that you won't see on any of the major billionaire-backed networks. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time, everyone.